I'll give this one up. Yep, Liquid. I think you're going to take this next map, and we'll go a bit further on. I still predict SUMN as the winner, but hey, I'm just as excited to watch this one as anything, to be honest.
Oh, Hypot's got hope. Lauren's not sure. I am confident that we're probably going to be finishing this one sooner rather than later. But what do our casters, Banks and Mitchman, think?
I think we're in for another amazing match between these two teams, and although it was very good for SUMN last time around, this Icebox we know is going to deliver. Mitch is probably going to lose his mind because we're going to get two Vipers locked in very early on. Maybe, you know, we're not going to get a... Are we going to get a Reyna? Are we? Mo! My man! Let's go! Let's go!
Boaster picking up Sova, which Mo was playing in the previous map, to put Mo into these more duelist-heavy angles. I like it, man. This is something I can definitely get behind. On a map like this, we're going to be frequently pushing down and trying to get aggressive stances on the likes of middle especially. But I'm curious, you know, taking the Reyna over the Breach from what we've seen of some other teams, G2 come to mind straight away. Their Breach play here was spectacular. And then we see a Reyna, very, very different approach, as we've talked about many times in terms of the flashes that it brings to the table. It doesn't quite help out as much. That means there's a bit more weight on Mo to deliver individually. But yeah, Eccles taking out the Viper alongside Mystic. I mean, I'll be honest. I was going to be breaking up with Mystic if he wasn't playing the Viper here. That candlelit dinner next time we go to a LAN, it was going to be cancelled. But he's still going for it, thankfully. But Eccles, he's surprising me. Now, obviously, we've seen this man is not afraid of doing new things. IGLing, omening, opping. All at once, way back in beta and coming out of beta into the main Valorant. The first couple of months. That was something kind of unheard of, and he wasn't afraid to do it. Mystic, where's this going? Is that up on top of Tube? Or did that bounce back? No, it bounced back to mid. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if he was trying to get it on top of Tube for like a one-way.
Yeah. He's trying to show us some stuff we may have not seen yet. Mitch, I wonder what you're going to do if Viper becomes viable on every map.
I'm going to lose my mind, man. I mean, it's just been announced now, right, about the whole alliance stuff. I'm going to just force the boys to play Viper all the time. It's
so you're basically going to sabotage the team by ensuring we have to have a Viper on every map. Mitch, I cannot now allow you to do this, my friend.
I've been fired. That was the shortest contract of my life. It lasted all of 10 minutes.
Okay, it's slightly different. Poison Cloud this time.
A very different one way. This is a little bit better. It's going to stop you going down the alley itself, right? The one to the right of where Mo is right now. But it also stops you peeking out. If you're Mo, once that goes up, they can see your feet. You can't see them. So I like this a lot.
Good check by Mo there as well, straight away. He's not going to be sabotaged by any killjoy abilities just yet. SUMN keeping this very slow. They've made some noise towards B. They've kept the rest very quiet. Waiting it off for now.
30 seconds left.
First few shots going to be fired off as we do see Scream playing around at mid a little bit. But look, there's not much time left in this. B's come in. Eccles trying to make sure he can hold on here, but Boaster might be able to sneak through. Was checked. He hasn't looked up himself. Somehow he's still alive. How is he in this situation? They need to get this spike down as well. Time is ticking away. The shock dart's coming through, and Boaster, he landed real nice there, but he's checking from all sides, and it's Soulcast who will best him in that one. Now with the spike down, they need to hold on, but they're not going to have fantastic after-plant positions because Liquid are already on the site, and so many of SUMN's players are low. If the Reyna can potentially get a kill and heal back up, there's an opportunity to be had there. But Mo, he's not being given anything just yet behind the yellow box. He goes down and Liquid slap them around with 4 still alive. Even when they were confused during the middle part on where SUMN were going to go, Liquid managed to hit the shots and make the right calls. SUMN not too confident on when they can get that plant down.
Well, with 1-0 on the board, Team Liquid, they're going to feel good about picking that one up straight away. But as you said, SUMN FC, they've managed to open a bit of space. They got over to the site. It's not a terrible start for them considering they only got the 1 kill. Oh, look at the teddy bear. I haven't seen that guy before. He's like peeking out. He's shy. Is that a leak for the new mechanics? Are we going to get leans?
Oh,
going to be able to lean in this game?
Why are you going to do this? Is going straight on Reddit. Bear leans first. Soon agents.
Soon agent, exactly. It's coming. This is a standard setup from what we've seen before, what Eccles is doing over on B. Yes. Your Viper playing down the Snakebite Every time, man, it's just, we don't see Viper enough. It takes me a second to process. The snake bite and then the poison wall going up. So this stops any sort of early aggression. But you can see that SUMN FC, they don't mind just waiting a minute. They'll wait out the 30 seconds, start to push forward then, and get a little bit of control. The orb being taken, the recon dart going up. I mean, this is giving away the fact that they are here, and you can see Liquid are reacting. They're starting to rotate over straight away. And of course, the wall hasn't been put down just yet from Mystic, so they can actually block off a lot of this site, and there it is going in. But Eccles reacts perfectly. Look at this. Oh, everyone's taking double damage. He's got a Spectre in this round. Should be over and done with, but hold on. Look at the damage SUMN FC are doing, and they've gotten to the site with the spike.
Poach trying to bait him out. He's going to go for the default plant if possible. Ooh, he's actually falling back with all this time. There's no players on A, but how fast can they really get there? Are they going to go for the double dupe? Mind games. Mind games all over the place.
Oh, they're not working though, because look at that position from Jed, having already pushed down middle. They can see that in fact these players are not rotating. They're still outside of B, but for a second the players actually pulled back, given an opportunity, but Scream, he just sprays straight through that wall, doesn't give a damn, takes a double, easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Liquid grabbing himself a 2-0. For SUMN though, it's going to be weapons back in their hands, even without being able to get that spike down on the previous round. It'll be the bonus play coming in for Liquid. Only a Phantom up on Link. And this will be the real test for Liquid, because these past couple of rounds were very easy, even with someone trying to fake him out on this. Remember, this is the home ground pick of Liquid. And for all of you guys who may be watching or just trying to understand how this works, if a team wins 2 maps straight away, it does not play out the best of 5, it's straight away that team winning. So that means you have to win your map pick and your opponent's map pick. And they're called the home grounds. But then if we get a 1-1, we play the full best of 5, and you've got to win 3 maps total to make your way through it. It could be 3-1, 3-2, however you want to get it done. And that is the magic of this format right now. And the magic that didn't go Liquid's way is Mo styling on Soulcast. Gets himself into a further forward position, pops out the Leer, and Spike going down as well. Scream's already got his knives out, and this could be problematic, but he just about misses the timing. Right on the edge of it, but still finds Boaster. Not going to be affected by the Leer once again, only blinded for just a few seconds. Scream trying to make those knives work. He wants them to pop up. You know he's looking for a heady anytime soon. Can't make him connect. Now he's back on just a pistol, but Cryptix is there to back him up. It's working out perfectly so far for Liquid, but they've still got to hold on now. But just Scream, even with a ghost in his hand, he's just pistol whipping and shutting them down. Mystic is the last to fall, and Liquid, well, that was a great retake.
Yep, good stuff getting in there, I think, for Liquid, with 3 players surviving as well. And a little stylish defuse from Scream. He's on the rope doing it. He's looking like James Bond in that one. I suppose it's more of a Mission Impossible. James Bond's not really known for being flexible and versatile like that, but still, it's cool, it's suave, and 3-0. It's a good start for Liquid on the defensive side. Obviously, this is one of the things that you have to remember within Valorant right now. Teams map to map, it can spiral out of control so much. And I mean, you just think back to the FPX G2 game. G2, at one point, they won, I think it was the second map versus FPX. And then all of a sudden, they got, was it 13-4 or 13-5? I think it was 13-4. And then bounced back in and smashed the next one. And it's one of these things where you can be a team that dominates on one map, but the game, down to the agents that change, the angle, everything about the game changes when you go from a bind to an icebox to a split and so on. So it's never as simple as saying, oh, well, they won this map, therefore it's GG easy.
Yeah, it's a very different style when it comes to Valorant. It's not just playing with the same players. It's about the agent choices. It's about the different mechanics within a map as well. And again, I have to say about this A site, when you want to attack into A, it has to be so fast and explosive. You have to be so set up for it. Now the ult orb's going to be taken. Eccles hiding behind his wall for now. It's not going to be able to stay up for too much longer. And oh, he nicely deals with that. So he may have slightly been seen by the turret here. The Reyna's going to get caught slipping as well. Liquid are all over the map, and that was a flawless victory in just a few seconds. Beautiful.
Someone's been rehearsing their icebox, and I know SUMN FC have. Actually, I said that quickly. It could have sounded like summon, but I meant someone in the form of Liquid. But yeah, for SUMN FC, they've definitely put the work in as well. They've been trying. What is happening to this. It's not even a samurai, right? It's just armor. What's going on here?
Isn't that where Yoru escaped from?
Is it?
Yeah, that's where he broke out from.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's the mask, remember? Look, the mask is gone, and that's Yoru's body.
Yeah.
People didn't know that. Maybe people aren't aware. I thought that was common knowledge. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
well,
Yoru broke out of that on Icebox, and then comes into the game.
That
And he
makes a
takes
lot
the
of
mask
sense.
from it. There you go, little
love
tidbits. This is how much I love this game. Even knowing the lore. I want to see some real movies and lore come behind these agents
Oh
as well.
man, yes. You seen these like League of Legends 15-minute kind of?
man.
Oh man, it gets me. I don't know anything about League really. I've been playing a lot of Wild Rift, but I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But you know, those videos still get me hyped, even though I haven't got a clue what it means. I'm like, little cinematic, woo!
Yeah, Riot do some sick cinematics. They get you invested in it. Maybe we'll get some Valorant storylines eventually, but the storylines for now are these pro teams going up against each other and trying to find themselves some success. And so far, the success has all been in Liquid's way on Icebox. Scream on the site, trying to hold his position. He was very trapped down there, nowhere to really go from it. He had to win that duel. And now some have got full control of it. The wall will go down, but Cryptic's battling back. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off though, so they're still on the back foot here. Now it's about positioning, and again, we always praise SUMN on their positions on these afterplants, but Boaster's just sticking around fighting. Completely done for those 2 kills onto Eccles and Link, and SUMN grabbed themselves the first round. Now it's time for them to see if they can capitalize on it, because the money is still so strong for Liquid, they won't be taking an eco, probably not even for next round.
One of the things that, in a way, whoa. Where have we gone with this one?
Observer has taken us far outside the map.
We're gone into a different dimension.
I'm trying to find us a new storyline to make up.
Yeah, the maps are all floating in the abyss, just like us. But when it's 4-1 at this point, I don't even know what to think, to be honest, Banks. With these kind of compositions, there's so many things that can vary attack to defensive side in how the teams approach with them. We don't have any data. We don't have any way to say solidly, oh, well, SUMN, if they get 3 rounds or 6 rounds, what one is, you know, necessary? I don't know. It's all a waiting game, and between these 2 teams as well, I know for a fact we can't spin the narrative of, oh, well, they're probably going to be upset, like, you know, they're going to be down and out. They'll play worse if they don't do well in the first couple rounds or anything like that. These guys are professionals. These guys are some of the best players we have in Valorant. So this is not over until someone hits 13. I
want to take you back to that guild game, right, that Liquid played against them on Icebox. It was 13-6 for Liquid, but they got 10-2 on their first half for attacking side, and their defense side is already looking good. We didn't actually get to see too much of the defensive side. Now we're getting a good taste of that. The lineups, the setups, screaming on operators, pretty wild to me in the first place. We'll start to discover more about how good Liquid's Icebox can be. Scream trying to put himself in a good position, but again, he's too far forward. He needs to back the way out of there. Trading out as they try and get onto the A site. Players to be found. Spam coming through from Doma as well. Eccles just trying to stay alive, but he can't hang on long enough. Scream's now brought the knives out once again. He can hear what's going on, but he's chimed that through the wall. It's not what they want to be dealing with right now. Scream just hunting, wants to find an opening. Wants to try and make some magic happen with the knives. In a 3v4, this is certainly winnable, but they need to find this opening. And SUMN, they're just not giving it to him. It's full defensive mode. Doma from up above, straight on top of it, and it's an execution onto Link. Oh, perfect timing from Doma.
Gorgeous stuff from SUMN FC. 2 in a row now, getting right on back up there. But the problem is, thanks to winning so many rounds and so cleanly, Liquid have still got some credits left to spend. They're sat in the arcade, and it doesn't matter that they can't pass the first level on Street Fighter, because they can keep on getting back up and fighting again. And they'll never get past it, at least if they're me anyways. I was always good at House of the Dead 4 or 3. But everyone has the big police guard with the bones. That was a good game. Or Time Crisis 2. But man, put me on one of those Street Fighter machines, I can't do a damn thing.
I'll teach you one day, mate. Don't worry. We'll get some FTC practicing.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I was always that guy that just would learn like 2 moves, and that was me done. I'd just be going in Dragon Ball, firing out one, whatever they're called, little fireball, one at a time, and that was me, just annoying from afar. And as soon as you learned how to counter that, I was gone. I wouldn't get a single hit in.
Enemy tagged.
Oh, no.
Straight into the Hunter's Fury.
Dangerous when there's height in play, though, but he's actually being tagged again. Luckily makes it away, but into the open. And Eccles, he got baited into that one. There was nowhere he could go. He was either dead to the Hunter's Fury, or he jumped in the open as he did, and he was dead anyways. Nice early reaction. And I was going to say by Mo, of course, that's Boaster playing the Sova now.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be duped by that a few times, I feel. And this just goes to the goal of what SUMN FC are trying to achieve here, right? They want to play around with these agent picks and not just have one player on it. And I think that's something Sliggy mentioned at the early part of Valorant, that you're going to have versatility based on the map depending on how these players want to play. Just because you think that's your agent might not necessarily be the case.
Exactly. You can't come into a game like Valorant and say, I am Jet, and that's it. That's all you ever play. It's not going to work.
Most of ranked do.
That's very true.
Get out of my way.
The many dodges I've had because of it. Oh, that's a nice ult up in the air. Doma trying to catch an angle above the wall. Didn't find it, but Jack and Mo are the ones taking the kills. Doma coming in with the one taps to rival the Jet on the other team of Scream. And a 1v5 now presents itself for the one-tap machine. And of course, he's got a weapon that doesn't actually one-tap most ranges, but it does there. Boaster down, low HP with a wall bang. Not even a wall bang, actually. Doma fell to his death, having tried to get down quick enough to avoid any further damage from Scream. He got down a little bit too quickly. 1v3, you know Scream goes for these, but with the time being so low, don't think it's going to work out.
Doma was saying, anything you can do, I can do better, Scream. And then he decided to go, nope, I'm going to pull myself back into this some way. Certainly won't win Liquid the round, but he was looking to do some damage and make sure they have to buy back some of these weapons. But 3 in a row now for the SUMN FC boys after a great start from Liquid. And it's Scream right at the top being the difference maker. But even that might not be enough at this stage. A tactical timeout going to be called by Team Liquid, and they need to rethink their setup, rethink their positions here, try and figure out what's actually going on and how they handle what SUMN FC are throwing at them.
This is one of the other things that we have to bring up is that you can be slower to start on the attacking side, and I think this is something that was true in Counter-Strike that is definitely true here as well. I think probably... Dude, how many little bears are there? I thought there was only one per map. We're seeing 2 guys protecting the little mini door. Look at this. What's behind the door, though? Do we get to see?
Next agent or the next map. Go on. Go through.
Oh, no! No! We never get to find out. We're being teased.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Here we go. We're going in. Yeah. We're going in. More door. It's just an ice wall. Okay.
Disappointment. Absolute disappointment.
Sage has ruined us. She's putting ice wall behind it.
I expected a face there, you know, or something scary. Maybe it leads over to where we're going. Look at this cinematic.
That's the thing, though, man. The way people like do all this data mining and stuff, like there is literally no way you could hide like a small Easter egg in a map. I think the second you ship the update, there'd be someone like, "I found it." Like, what? What do you mean you found it?
I knew your plan all along.
But yeah, 4-3 for SUMN FC. Being slow to start in the attack side, it's always viable. It's always, you got to give someone a little bit of time to breathe and figure out how the defense is being formatted. Oh, look at this. Talking of the defense, normally you'll put the wall down and then play passive around Tube, but this time they want to get aggressive, and this is where having someone like a Breach can help a lot. We saw that from G2, popping the flash and swinging out afterwards, but now Link has to be that little bit more cautious of actually swinging through and looking for these duels with the Sheriff. He will get an early flank on his opponents, though, because there's a lot of presence towards B. I don't know that they're going to fully commit to this, though, considering you still have the Killjoy sitting outside the A site, quite deep as well, and moving up even further. This might be a fake on B.
Yeah, it really could be. They're all over the place for now. Boaster still checking Tube to see if anyone might be pushing down.
It's kind of a big risk to play your Killjoy so loose like that on a round where you're up against pistols. Maybe they didn't have that read at the time. But then again, you can literally see your opponent's economy. Oh, look at this. Link is in a huge position. He hears the steps. He calls for the rotates, and maybe he can even grab a frag or two with the Sheriff. It'll be tough. They're watching for it. They're ready. And Mystic even wants to force the duel. There we go. Nicely done.
All right, Twin.
We really have been
Killjoy staying alive is there. But we definitely have to do everything together, Mitch.
10 seconds left.
So no players detained, but they took control of the side. And that's nice on a round like this where Pistols can do some serious damage, but Soulcast is going to bring out his ult. Mo getting that kills allowed him to heal himself back up. Huh? What just? I thought they planted. Mitch.
So, my microphone was muted there. Couldn't react in the moment. What in the hell just happened? I genuinely...
What?
Look away for 1 second. You're like, oh, they've got sight. They're going to plant the spike. And I look back up and it's like, oh, no. And that's the last time I open a Red Bull in the middle of a round. That's insane. So they've been completely juked out, not able to plant the spike in time. Team Liquid take the round off time. Not something you really see unless a team is saving. And being very, very, very cautious of all those pistols they were up against, playing a super slow round, usually pays off, but not this time, even despite the kills going their way. SUMN FC have got to be heartbroken. You're allowed one of those. One of those per attacking side. I don't want to see another, though.
That was a round Liquid should have never had a chance in. I'm shocked. I'm actually lost for words.
Yeah, no,
Like, that's not a mistake you would expect from SUMN.
No, look, but it happens, right? In the heat of the moment. There's so many things going on. Sometimes you just lose track of time. 1 second here or there, and it can cost you the round completely. Mo with a nice opening. That's Eccles gone. That's the B side ripped open completely. You still haven't put down a poison wall just yet. That wall from Viper can come up and completely clear out the B site, but I feel like it's going to go up in mid to block out those middle peaks because these players are starting to push up. In fact, they go through the poison orb and come out underneath the tube where Solkas gets caught off guard. A recon dart about to go through. It lands in the center of sight, clears up above, and clears into Kitchen Hall. But little do they know, there's already a player crossed over in the spawn, and as they drop cryptics, these players are going to swing. Link is the first to take action, but he falls right afterwards, and with an off shot miss, Scream has to run away. 5 HP. Oh, hold on.
No.
He tried to get an angle, and I think it was the right call. They could have hunted him down if they were in Kitchen and killed him before he even got around the corner of A, but he didn't expect someone to be that close.
That was really close as well, and again, they bounce back. This potentially, Mitch, could have been 5-4. Obviously, we're just living in like a dream world, but it's just, I still come back to that round. The Liquid just had no business winning. As I hear Mitch do the can pop, he's definitely ready to get hyped up.
That was the Red Bull I was trying to get out of the fridge behind me as they ran out of time. So I literally just turn around. I'm like, what the hell has just happened? You think you know what's going to happen, but you never know what life's going to hit you with. But if you're Liquid, you never know what SUMN FC are going to hit you with. And this time, it's something like a pretty direct beat push. Cryptic's in there with one right away. The dismiss, Mo doesn't actually spot the player in the spawn, so Eccles has a chance to go undetected. Scream coming in to reinforce. A player, I think, spotted jumping over. They know they can be behind yellow anyways, so they're being cautious of it. Little bit of time to waste away with 1 minute on the clock, but I think SUMN FC are going to look to go into third gear pretty quickly here. They don't want to stall out too much based on what happened last time, but you do still need to be very careful. The pistols that they have are quite dangerous, and the ultimate from Jet especially. Oh my! Jack gets it on the last bullet. He was giving up. He was just one last spray in to run away, and he catches Scream in the head. That's unfortunate.
And this is going to enable someone to try and push on in. Eccles has fallen as well, and the site is under their control. Easy for the spike to go down. There's going to be little to no resistance had. Link was trying to spam on through, but that won't work out either. And now Solkas all alone, trapped with just the Sheriff to fight off with. And someone can quite easily go on the hunt here. They've really turned this around on their attacking side. They've started to figure out what Liquid are showing to them.
Again, like, slow to start isn't always a complete curse. Banks, can you double check for me?
Yep.
Team Liquid in the past. Well, actually, I can pull it up here. It'd be quicker than communicating that.
Just ask them to do something, you know. Here we go.
Yeah, so, okay.
Just like we're playing together.
I want to put you on the spot too much. So, it was the attack side, right, where they found those 10 kills. I just remembered you were saying it before. Versus Guild. So,
yes.
10 rounds attack side means that instantly we know that Liquid are going to be a team that can play the attacking side. 5 rounds isn't going to be condemning even if they finish here. So I would almost put more pressure on SUMN to close it out right now, to put 7 on the board. And they should be able to do it in this round. They've got a lot of ultimates. And even look at Team Liquid. They have a res. And that lockdown probably won't have too much impact because SUMN FC have actually got their own Hunter's Fury. They're maintaining control of mid with their Viper and then sending Killjoy again to poke out and stop any aggression on A. The turret up above, as we've seen before, and the peak from down below. This is ensuring that no map control and free information is given to Team Liquid. And SUMN FC know, as nobody's pushed mid and nobody's pushed A, that there's probably going to be rotates towards the B site with how much presence they've made. It looks like even despite that, though, they still want to commit to a push.
Nowhere to run!
There's that Hunter's Fury coming out.
Free lockdown.
Easily takes down Eccles. Pushed him away from the site. Now Cryptic's got to try and hold on. He starts off strong with the first kill, but there's so much more for him to find. He continues to spray as he wants to try and delay that spike plant, but as Boaster wants to try and move on forward and get these extra kills, the rest of his team were falling around him. Now it's all up to Chak. He does have the spike. He's got 30 seconds to play with. Tries to bait him out, but it's the wraparound he needs to be careful of. Oh, and he doesn't expect Link. Push through Kitchen to make it work. The revive coming in onto Scream as they want to make sure they can have the big guns into this next round. Oh, did Scream not get it?
Unless it's been dropped on the floor.
Oh, no.
No, he's running about. Doesn't look like he's got it. That's going to be tough with his ultimate not online either.
Because now you haven't got the revive for the round, yeah. That's just so unlucky.
Turret out.
They're not happy in chat there. You can see the lulls. For SUMN FC, though, look, they've lost another 6 on the board for Liquid. There's going to be smiles on their face. They're going to be feeling pretty good if you're Team Liquid right now. For SUMN, it's time to figure things out. One last round, one final opportunity to seize every round they've ever wanted. And the question is, much like that old tour, will they capture it? Or are they going to let this slip into a 2-round advantage for Team Liquid at the halftime on their home ground? This is the opportunity to close it out 2-0 and hold on. Solkas, he had a nice little angle straight away, but doesn't manage to connect the shot. Now presence towards the A site turns into pretty much full A control for SUMN FC.
Low looking to find himself the opener, and taking down Scream is a big scalp to take. He's often referred to as the heavy hitter for the Liquid lineup. And he's going to try and keep A main at bay. The Viper pick goes down. Mo getting a second kill is going to be huge. Doma's position is checked and he's able to escape, but then he's straight into the clutches of Solkas. Now for the 2v2, and look at Mystic's position. He's cheeky. Instantly onto Eccles. One more player left to find, and Solkas, he's got the health to try and do it, but he needs to get out of there fast. Oh, he's just detained. No, he nearly made it.
They're in
so
range
close
to
to
rush
get so far, and he's instantly deleted. Mystic gets the kill, and it's a 6-6 scoreline. But that is potentially enough for Liquid, who showed us an incredible attacking side when they faced Guild.
Absolutely. 10 rounds on the attack. It was solid as could be. What a close round that we ended up with here. And Chak finding that frag. The time slows down. You see, okay, they actually managed to delete the spike plant with all the ultimates that went through and stop the plant from coming in. Okay. That's my first time seeing it, because I was looking at a Red Bull fridge when when that happened. I've never been so confused. I hear like the sound cue and I'm like, wait, what? Oh man. But 6-6 either way, even despite that little bit of a hiccup. Well, I mean, look, I was going to say it's pretty even footing for both teams. It is, I mean, they're on exactly the same number. But obviously we have to take into account, is it attack or defensive sided? And from Liquid's past, they certainly seem to have a favor towards the attack, but that's off of basically only one half played, 10 rounds. Yeah. So it's not even that it's just one game, because when you look at the scoreline, what they played 7 rounds or 6 rounds defense. So it was a very, very short one. Whereas when you look at SUMN FC in the grand final versus Heretics, this is where they won it. A very similar attack side, 7 rounds on the board. And obviously, had we not have had that little hiccup of time, they would have had 7. They were very close to it. But it was their defensive side where they actually thrived, winning 6 out of 8. So now we have this really interesting second half where we've seen SUMN's defense is probably their better half, and Liquid are definitely strong on the attack. And now both of their, I will say very loosely and with a massive caveat, strongest halves will go up against each other. And this bear here, I don't know what's in that bottle, but I hope it's orange juice.
Yeah, man, definitely orange juice.
Well,
100%.
I don't know what's happened to his buddy there, but he seems to be passed out from too much orange juice.
You know, too much fizzy pop can just send your stomach a little bit crazy. He's got a knife in his hand as well. Don't know if I should be worried or not. What's going on here between these two?
Yeah, don't drink orange juice and play with a combat knife. I don't know. He seems very threatening for a man who's lying down. I've never been so scared of a plush toy.
You still give him a hug, though, wouldn't you, Mitch?
Ah, would of course. Yeah, when are we getting those little toys? Like those little plush bears? Valorant, Riot have already put out statues, right, of Jet and Phoenix. I want the little teddy bear and whatever the other guy is, the blue fella.
Rabbit?
Could be. Never seen a blue rabbit, but you never know. Either way. Here we go, starting out the defensive side of SUMN FC. Doma swings on through. Now, they've already pushed up straight through middle and grabbed themselves an opening duel. They know these players are trapped in B, so it's definitely time to try and get that spike planted. And what better way to do it than putting up that Sage wall, guaranteeing the wall going up. And no damage done to the Liquid guys as they fall back, but a man disadvantage now for them to defend against.
Out of charges.
Yeah, they may not have the numbers, but they certainly have the setup. Oh, the wall goes up against them, though. Now they have to push on through it. Someone look to try and take a challenging charge. They go in for the fight. Doma starting off with the kills they need, but that's all they're going to get for now. Mystic firing on back, and although Mo is there as well, has he done enough? They're on the hunt for the Sage. They managed to find him, but they're going to play around the yellow box. He tries to get the heal on and get himself up into full health, but they're just playing cat and mouse. He's running around non-stop. He's going to sit on the defuse, but it's not going to work out. And he doesn't even get the kill as Link played that to perfection.
He might die to the spike, but he dies a martyr, and one that's succeeded in pushing his cause. 7 rounds on the board now for Liquid. Both pistols under their belt. And Banks, you made a statement in the very first day of this tournament saying, if you win both pistols, you damn well better be winning the map. At least you should be. 4 rounds for free in MR12. That is generous, shall we say. And so, if you get both, that lead, that advantage, has to be capitalized on. For SUMN FC, though, I didn't catch at the end, but they didn't force buy up fully, right? They're just on an eco at the moment, and you can see they're rushing forward, attempting to grab some ult orbs and some early fights, but nothing is going their way. The Jet tagged up heavily and about to be eliminated. Scream. Hello. Oh, no! Doma took him out! He tried to style on him and got punished.
Doma's really trying to take the Scream in so many of these engagements. It may just be a round going for Liquid anyway, right? So there's not too much Doma can hope for there, but a bit of fun is always nice to see between those.
Spike planted.
Oh, he just missed it. Doma's like, oh, I can get one step closer. Nope, ult orb get taken away.
That's a shame, timing-wise. Like, in a round like this, where you've got so little, that is something that is a massive advantage and a massive win for you, but it's unfortunate for poor old Doma. At least he got the kill on the Scream, retrieved the weapon, but 25 HP, there's really not a lot that you will be expecting from him. You can see he's just tucked in a corner, hoping to catch someone off guard, but he's been spotted, detected by Link. Now, I think that was a full 5-man buy of Spectres for Team Liquid. And indeed, you can see 4 remaining, and they lost 1 on screen, so it was. That's, you know, in rounds like that, sometimes you'll see investment into, I've seen Guardians, but also into Phantoms and Vandals. Even players playing without armor to get a weapon up like that. And then obviously carry it through to the next. They would be playing more ranged and more passive. And if you're up against classics, that should be fine. But for SUMN FC, it's not the end of the world, because this round, like losing those first 2, this round should be clean. It should be theirs. 4 Spectres and a Sheriff to play up against. They've got Phantoms and Vandals galore. This is where they should be taking 1 and denying Liquid the bonus round. If Liquid get this bonus round, James, I'm very worried for SUMN FC.
Yeah, that'll be more than problematic for them. This is a round where someone needs to solidify their defense and try and work out. Obviously, they very likely did some VOD review on Team Liquid, considering they played this map once already in this tournament. Mo's position, he should be good for at least 1 kill here. Scream not checking up just yet. Oh! Just in the nick of time. Scream will be traded out, but this gives Team Liquid an easy way onto the site. Doma was slowed down and couldn't push on in. He's going to wait for the rest of his team to come in and back him up. And then watch the Sage fade away.
Scanning ahead.
Oh, got a tag off, so they know some angles are clear at least. Mystic grabbing himself the opening as they push forward and try to force Team Liquid into showing their hand early and not run that clock all the way down. Boaster swinging on the right side. Quick shot looking for more, but Cryptix denies it. The Spectre's still able to do a lot of damage. Here's the setup coming through from Viper to block vision, and Eccles doesn't stand a chance. Quick headshot by Doma. A 3K, but a very close round considering what was in it. Again, Liquid didn't have a lot. 4 Spectres and a Sheriff, and they... who was it? It was Doma and Cryptix, who was like 1 HP in the end of that. They easily could have been taken down by that Spectre and put into a 1v1. So a hair's length away from giving Liquid 9 rounds, but just about fixing it up. Oh, that's a weird texture. When it like turns at the corner.
When it goes into itself, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to look at it up close like that though. You'd have to be no clipping if you were to do that. Or you'd have to be Omen back when Icebox actually came out and Jet used to be able to get outside the map. I remember those days. Before it was in comp though.
Thankfully. That's why we test these maps out first. Now for SUMN on this round. That last one, it came down right to the wire. Okay, 2 alive, but it certainly wasn't an easy round for him. Now they're going up against the Liquid who's going to have all the weaponry in their hands. Now Liquid that we know loves to try and run down the clock a little bit. Wait for someone to make some mistakes. The wall's going to go up straight away. And it does seem more presence towards B still here. Scream being oh so careful as he works his way around yellow.
Alarm bot passive in the back as well stops any flankers. All they have to worry about at this point is the front side. That wall should be running out fairly soon though, so they have to be very careful. The ice wall goes up instead from Sage to at least provide some cover, and evidently misread from me because that wall is still up. Only just now falling, but it's well after the plan, so well timed by Liquid to get into the site, get their plan through, and now play as passive as they want. But Eccles, he's already thrown through both of his snake bites. He's staying aggressive because he's popped his ultimate. These players are going to need to make a move quite quickly to get on in and deny the utility that's still up for Liquid. As you can see, Eccles, he's grabbed a kill for free. You're not even supposed to get them with the ultimate, but he does it twice. That can happen when you're spraying someone down and the ultimate like ticks down damage, it decays them at the exact same time. So it doesn't know, was it the gun or was it the ultimate? It gives it to the ultimate, and of course, the ult can't kill you, so it doesn't have a texture. It's just a square. You've been squared!
No longer have you been fragged, you've been squared.
Been killed by the cube.
That was huge though. Really well played by Eccles. He took full advantage of every situation there. He forced them into the pit. Or they weren't going to get, but what? What? Soul gas! Oh, Mo just got served completely. Liquid going to continue to push on forward. SUMN tried to go aggressive at A and fight off against Liquid. But they just showed him who's boss.
Wreck and face. If you're Liquid, you've got everything to work with. This is your round. This is double digits assuredly, because I don't think SUMN are even going to go in for this. It's a real kick in the teeth this late on in Icebox as well. You're probably facing into one. Oh, Mystic. Oh, no. Cryptix was happy to just keep on baiting him. Like, yeah, keep taking damage from my turret, buddy. And what's key about that, and it's a micro analysis, but the time that he took, so he swings out, goes back in. He expects that player will turn and shoot his turret at that point because he's taking so much damage from it. Like, yes, it only tickles you up, but oh, here we go. Thank you. Beautiful replay. So he waits until another burst goes through, and now he's like, okay, he has to be shooting my turret. Swings through and takes the fight. It gives him a small advantage. Like, okay, Mystic hadn't turned and shot it, but he was already so low that it was an easy fight anyways.
Well, it worked out well for him. And Team Liquid, they are one step closer for taking us to a full best of 5 here. SUMN, their defense hasn't worked out. They just tried to throw us a bit of aggression towards Liquid and try and make it work. But it still wasn't enough. Now they just headshot Scream from that distance. Not bad at all, but he'll be healed back up. lesser weaponry around like this for SUMN. I don't fancy their chances at all.
And they have a couple of ults that they can get onto the site and create a little bit of space when Liquid are pushing through, but realistically on the defense, it's so much harder to bridge that gap with ultimates than it is on the attack, and especially on Icebox, where something like a lockdown, which obviously isn't even in play for SUMN FC, but if it was, isn't quite as impactful as it will be on others.
Good attempt.
Oh, Link spraying down. I think he caught him just about above the wall. Classic's coming through to try and deal with him, but he doesn't give a damn. The nade coming in, he just bails back, pops the heal on his teammate, and they're going to look to survive this with all 5 players. It's possible, but Mo might be the thorn in the side. That turret, I think, is facing down middle, so won't actually see him as he pushes forward. But Cryptix is playing an angle that I don't think I've actually ever seen played before. Oh, and he's punished for it as well. I was leading to that being, you know, the angle that should get him a kill for free. But never mind. Hold on, Screen just looked down, but he's in the tube. He didn't notice that Jack was actually up close, makes use of the wall to catch off a kill. His opponent's wall, in fact, to kill Link. That's devastating if you're Link, and he's even in chat there giving out to him. You've been sacked.
Oh, a little bit of fun. At least these guys are still having it. But for SUMN now, they really are looking at a potential end here, unless they can slowly turn this around, because on the gun rounds, it's not looked too convincing. Liquid have had the better executes. We knew they were going to come in strong on their attacking side, but we had obviously seen them only go up against Guild, so you could try not to read too much into it. But now, with this for SUMN, 1 round away from match point, that's a big problem for them. This buy is going to have to come up absolutely huge.
Yeah, it's got to be flawless from this point forward, and we know SUMN are a solid defensive side team, but with 1 shot, it's going to be pretty tough. 13-11, the scoreline they're looking for. 6 consecutive rounds. Now, they have lost, obviously, both pistols, which makes it very, very difficult for them, but just there's another bear. He's hanging out without a hazmat suit on. That's not very COVID friendly. I suppose if one out of 3 of you hasn't, then it's technically safe, right? But you should all be being safe just in case. Solkis, that's very close. Oh, it's actually so close that it did hit Jet and took him down quite a few notches. Doma's going to be hurting after that one, but nobody to heal him up. That's a shame. He's about 80 HP, 70 HP, so it's not the worst. But for Team Liquid, look at the ults that they've got to play with as well. An A hit at some point, I imagine, is where they're going to make use of that lockdown. B is not very useful for lockdown. It's so open, it's so big, they can defend you from pretty much anywhere, and it doesn't add a whole lot. Or your ult is in the open, in which case, very easy to shoot through smokes and all that sort of stuff. So this is one of those situations where you expect it. Oh, they're actually committing fully. So here's a showstopper. They have got the ult then of Killjoy to block off afterwards to play the post plants, and no one gives the opportunities away. Solkis losing a lot of his HP in the process. Tags coming through from the Hunter's Fury, and a lot of the guys are low now from Team Liquid. Not just the HP, but they've lost a lot of armor from that tag up as well. But they're happy to just play passive because of that res and because of that lockdown. SUMN FC, having already wasted their Hunter's Fury, are going to really struggle to deal with those ults.
SUMN now need to make the numbers in their favor, but it's not working out for them. They're falling for the trap. Liquid in the background. The lockdown isn't destroyed. Doma is detained, and he is soon to be killed. There we go.
Yeah, so they took a gamble there, SUMN FC, and it's not a bad call. Especially, we know who they are. And I'm guessing that was Mo calling that, because we saw him just yesterday, right? Swing through into a lockdown, give no respect to it, and find a triple kill of a team that was completely unaware. But we gave the caveat back then. That was an inexperienced team. That was not a well-oiled machine like what we see from Liquid with Big Brain Slicky in the background and very nearly in the server if it wasn't for Link fixing his ping. So when they put that lockdown in play, there's still 3 players staring straight at the corner, ready for you to come pushing forward. And once they'd committed to it, there was no time to back off. They had to just push and try to make it happen. Doma with a bulldog of all things, because this is their last opportunity, right? Lose this round, the map is over. It is map point for Team Liquid to bring this into a full best of 5. So SUMN FC force buy, and they even find the opening duel with it. And just one more thing quickly while it's a slow part. If you don't know how this works, both teams have a home ground. Basically, this series is a best of 5, but if you win 2-0, it's over. So it's a best of 5 with an out. But if it goes 1-1, just a normal BO5.
And for some of the pull this back, it would be them having to force us into overtime. With Boaster going down, it's not looking pretty. Mystic hiding in his pit, hoping someone's going to challenge him soon. Now, Mo's not been doing badly on that Reyna, but he's trying to take so much space. He's got the spike, and that's something he can play off of here. But he also needs some backup, and he needs it sooner rather than later. Because more of the Liquid players are starting to make their way to him. He's heavily outnumbered. Straight in with the kill, heals himself back up, wants to stick around for the fight. He's spraying them all down, and this is perfect. Scream on the hunt will finish him off, and Scream says, you cannot play a Reyna against me. I know exactly how that goes.
My boy, my man, the Mystic man, the Mitch man and Mystic man. On the line is a candlelit dinner with me at the next LAN for Mystic. My favorite Viper, and a 1v2 to try and clutch this one out. You said Scream obviously took that fight, he won it, but he was so low after that fight with the enemy Reyna, and unfortunately, unlike when he's playing Reyna, can't heal himself up. He's been spotted, and he hasn't spotted Mystic, who's now creeping up. This angle might not be expected so late on after it's just been cleared. There we go for the first, and with Scream being so low, Mystic could actually clutch this one out. Down goes the Poison Orb. He taps it. He's going to get it halfway. Scream wants to get in there and go for the right click, and that's what closes it out. 13-7. Team Liquid avoid losing their home ground and push it to a best of 5. It's time to go back to the analyst desk and see what they made of that one.
Ooh, I thought we were going to see another round then, but no. Oh my goodness, what comeback from Team Liquid. Hypoc, you look nonplussed. You look like this is completely normal.
Called it, right? No, that was a back and forth. I mean, it could have gone either way, to be honest with you. Not sure exactly the reasoning behind SUMN obviously kind of defaulting back to a much slower playstyle, because it doesn't look like it worked as effectively for them, honestly.
Yeah. Lauren, impressed by Team Liquid?
Yes, I am. I mean, for me, Liquid played a solid fundamental game. I didn't see anything crazy to me. I saw a good Icebox. But I think what stood out more is what Hypoc was saying, is that felt kind of standard for me from SUMN FC, and I like them when they get a little different, when they get proactive. That's why I really like those Sky picks coming in. Don't know if she particularly works here, but something along that sort of essence of that aggressiveness that can come in. I mean, Mo last round at the very end obviously didn't win the round, but that work on the Reyna is great. And I know people like to talk about her lurking capabilities, but I see it like Inferno, right, Frankie? You know what I'm talking about. You want control on at least one part of the map, be it that B-long or that kind of like A-hole where Mo was kind of hanging around with Reyna. You need one of the two on the defensive side. I want a little bit more